What happened to the humans after Caesar's death? 300 years after the fall of humanity, it would seem that humans are now a shadow of what they once were. The extinction of human civilization is the foundation of this new universe. But what happened to the humans in this movie? Why are there humans who behave like animals and others who are intelligent? What actually happened? How many types of humans are there in this world? In this video, we will be explaining what happened to humanity after the fall of Caesar. And for more videos from the Planet of the Apes universe, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. Before starting with this video, I invite you to participate in our Planet of the Apes giveaway, where we will be awarding the Funko Pop of the Apes Liberator Caesar, along with the trilogy of this great character. So if you want to participate, you just have to subscribe to this channel and comment on which is your favorite character from the Planet of the Apes universe and why. The winner will be announced on May 27th. To understand what happened to the humans in this universe, we must first go back to the beginning of this story. The fall of humanity began with Dr. Will Rodman at Genesis Labs, who discovered a cure for Alzheimer's that had catastrophic effects. This cure, called ALZ-112, increased the intelligence of the apes, but proved to be lethal to humans. In the experiments, the chimpanzee Bright Eyes showed a remarkable increase in intelligence, but was killed in a commotion, leaving behind her son Caesar, who inherited her advanced intelligence. Will applied the treatment to his father, who suffered from Alzheimer's disease. Initially, he showed improvement, but the effect was temporary, and the disease returned. Will then developed an improved version, the ALZ-113, which further increased the ape's intelligence. However, this new formula was used recklessly, causing dangerous side effects. The virus proved to be highly contagious to humans, as we saw when scientist Robert Franklin became infected and passed it on to his neighbor Douglas Hunsaker. While the ALZ-113 virus increased the intelligence of the apes, it became deadly to humans, causing severe side effects and even death to the infected person. The spread of the simian flu led to a catastrophic power shift, granting the apes human intelligence and causing a deadly pandemic among humans. The virus spread through international air travel routes and in a matter of months, decimated the human population, with approximately half of humanity dead within 6 to 8 months. 10 years later, human civilization collapsed almost completely, leaving only small groups of survivors immune to the virus. As different ape societies began to emerge in different parts of the planet, human civilization became a shadow of its former self, causing humanity to split into 3 groups. The first group of humans are the infected, those who could not escape, and who were in the midst of the chaos of the fall of human civilization. First, hospitals began to overflow, with patients showing signs of what was known as the simian flu. There were not enough doctors to handle the crisis they suffered, as they were trying to save the lives of thousands of people a day. The CDC announced that the death toll would exceed 150 million in 6 months, which caused flights around the world to be suspended and quarantines to be imposed that only ended up delaying the inevitable. Because of the quarantines, protests eventually broke out around the world, where the virus spread to millions in a short period of time. Violence and lack of food became the order of the day in every country, while every government in the world began to collapse. Martial law was declared in 28 nations, including the United States and Canada, but this didn't stop the virus from continuing to infect people. It was at this time that electricity systems began to fail, perhaps because of the violence, or possibly because no one was maintaining the systems anymore. The survival rate drops to 1 in 500 people. Some humans who were immune create their own groups in an attempt to preserve their lives, but the virus mutates again. Now the virus is not only more contagious, but it affects the human brain, causing humans to lose their speech abilities and suffer a degradation in their cognitive abilities. They were no longer as intelligent as they used to be. This is where humans become animals. They revert to a primitive state where they wear simple clothing, can no longer communicate with language, and stay in herds to survive. It is a primitive state that brings them closer to animals. However, there were some people immune to the virus. As it happens with any virus, some people have an innate immunity, which allows them to survive the infection. These immune humans managed to survive until the time of Proxima Caesar, forming the second group of humans on the planet of the apes. These are the descendants of those who were originally immune. They are intelligent and have fought against the apes for 300 years. I believe that Trevathan, the human that May meets aboard Proxima Caesar's ship, belongs to this group. Trevathan developed weapons using technology, and he knew the history of mankind. However, he was unaware of how to access the bunkers where May came from, suggesting that he might be a descendant of the humans immune to the virus. These people still preserved their intelligence, and 300 years is not enough time for all of them to have disappeared. And the third group of humans is the group to which May belongs. The humans who escaped to the bunkers after the airports were closed. According to May, half of humanity went to live underground, although of course, perhaps May was referring to half of those who had survived. Maybe people who were immune, or possibly people who had important roles in society before the collapse of humanity, went ahead and escaped to these subterranean places. In the bunkers, the humans have technology and weaponry, and are preparing to reclaim their land, seeking a cure for the virus, and ultimately, restoring what humanity was in the past. This means, on the planet of the apes, we now have 3 different groups of humans who could interact with each other and have conflicts in the future. And I think we could also have a 4th group of humans in the next movies. I'm talking about the astronauts. At the end of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, we saw how May looks up to the sky, and Noah does too. Something catches the attention of both characters, and many have theorized that this could be the arrival of the Icarus, the ship that was lost in the previous films. So it is possible that in the next films, we will see this 4th group of humans arriving in the story. The interesting thing about this is that just as we are being shown different types of primates amongst the apes, in the same way, different groups of humans have started to show different traits due to the time they have been separated. In the original movies, there was another group of humans known as the mutants, who had mental powers because they developed supernatural abilities due to nuclear radiation. Perhaps May's group will eventually become the mutants we knew. Or perhaps it will be another group altogether. I think the existence of different types of humans was something very well handled in the film. And one scene that shows this contrast is when May first sees a group of humans drinking water next to some zebras. In that scene, Raka was trying to lead her to her people, but we can see that May starts to cry when she sees the humans acting like animals. Possibly at that moment, May is seeing the effects of the virus on humans for the first time, as she came from the bunker where all humans are intelligent. I believe that in the next Planet of the Apes movie, we will see this struggle between the different types of humans and the different types of apes, trying to become the dominant species in the world. But tell me, what do you think about all this? Which species do you think should be the dominant one in the world? Do you think there will be a coexistence between all of them, or just one should dominate? And for more videos from the Planet of the Apes universe, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You are on The Oasis Geek.